Here's a list of dumb tips and tricks that either shouldn't work, don't work, or you should never really use in game. Enjoy. A lot of good killers will track what exhaustion perk each survivor is using so they know how to play around it when they chase you. With Dead Hard being the most popular exhaustion perk, here's a little tip on how to get value from it. When you're in your first chase with a killer, spin into them or try and dodge their power, but don't use your Dead Hard. Inevitably, you'll go down and you'll be hooked, but that's part of the plan. In your next chase, you want to do the exact same thing. It's very important that you don't use Dead Hard in this chase either. I cannot stress this enough. In your final chase, when you're on Death Hook, now's your time to shine. Having lulled the killer into a false sense of security, when they swing into you this time, smash that E key and watch the look of disbelief cross their face as you yeet yourself away from them to safety. Now that's patience, my friend. There are many ways to dodge a hit from a killer. From 360ing and using Dead Hard to the killer just missing on their own. However, a little known trick is that after you're put into the mending state by any means, you can 99 your mend timer, and the next time the killer goes to M1 you, you can just stand still and the timer will run out. This will down you in place and the killer will miss their attack, demoralizing them and making them look very silly. Let's say your flashlight runs out of battery and another survivor has a full one, or maybe you accidentally take a broken key into a match and someone has a med kit you want. What you can do is, when you've been injured, find the survivor you want to trade with and drop your item near them. Then crouch a little distance away, indicating you want to heal. When they come over to you, hold shift so the heal interact goes away, and if you've lured them over correctly, the prompt will be replaced with the pick up item command. You may need to move around a little and press shift a couple of times as this cancels the heal if they do accidentally start healing you, but once they've successfully picked up your item, quickly grab theirs and then run away. You're welcome. Simply put, survivors win the game when they do all the gens and escape. So if you're not doing a gen, you're not contributing to the escape attempt. Now I hear you complaining, oh, but I'm getting chased by the killer. What you can do is, when you're in chase, loop close to a generator, and when the killer uses their power, tries to hit you, or you just have a spare couple of seconds, jump on that generator and get to work. Chances are they won't expect this action and they'll miss their ability. Bonus points if you end up finishing the generator. Here's a Legion specific tip for you. If you see two people get hit by Legion in his power and you start to hear his terror radius, you can try and run in the opposite direction and hope he doesn't catch you. However, a better plan is to run directly towards him. He'll slap you with his power immediately, but then he'll abandon you to go find the fourth person who, unfortunately, is going to get instantly downed. Now this sucks for them, but let's be real, there's no friends in the Dead by Daylight game. Do you remember the first time you saw a Tyrannosaurus Rex? I haven't seen one in real life yet, but based on the Jurassic Park series of documentaries, I've been led to believe that their vision is based on movement. Most killers also play this way. If a survivor is getting chased around you or the killer is too close for comfort, the best thing you can do is to try and blend in and freeze. Don't use a locker or a normal hiding spot as these might get checked, just stop immediately where you are and let their T-Rex vision guide them. Now I'm not saying you'll be doing anything useful in this time, but at least your in-game immersion isn't ruined. Has this ever happened to you? You're working on a generator with another survivor and you realize that their spot is better than yours? Maybe they can see more of the map, maybe they can see around a wall next to you, or maybe they've just got a better view. What you can do is get on the generator and repair it normally for a little while, and then run off in a random direction. As most survivors are cowards, 9 times out of 10, they'll think you've seen the killer and they'll get off the gen with you, leaving their spot free for the taking. I mean, it should really have been your spot all along, right? As I mentioned earlier, good killers will track what perks you have and will most noticeably look for your survival and exhaustion perks. What I recommend you do 100% of the time is take 4 exhaustion perks. What's that? The killer saw you use balanced landing? It means they'll swing immediately next time because they don't think you have Dead Hard. Wow, you've got Dead Hard too? At least you won't get a movement and speed buff from this vault, is what they were hoping. Okay, there's no vaults and no drops in here. The kill's feeling pretty safe, and that's when you smack him with the head on. You get the idea. Also, you're guaranteed to escape. GG. Have you ever been injured and really wanted to cleanse a totem or work on a generator, but the killer won't leave you alone? Do you have Dead Hard? Well, something you can do that works between 0 and 100% of the time is start cleansing a totem or repairing a generator, and as soon as the killer comes over to you, Dead Hard in their face. It sounds so simple, but most time, killers will go for the lunge if they know you can see them coming, instead of trying to wait out a Dead Hard or go for a grab, so you can use this to make up a little bit of distance on them. Or not, because as I mentioned, it might not work. If you want to really confuse the killer, then look no further. All you need is a pallet, a killer, and a flashlight. When you're being chased by the killer, drop the pallet and then blind the killer when they're breaking it. After the blind, quickly hit escape, leave game, and confirm. Assuming the killer doesn't have a headset and hear the DC sound, they'll come out of the blind and be very confused about where you've gone. This is best done in a situation where the game is over and your team just doesn't know it yet. You can also perform this technique by jumping into a locker and then DCing when the killer opens it, so they see you enter but never see you leave. Congratulations, you've confused the killer for between 1 and 10 seconds and you've sped up the game. You're a hero. Alright guys, that's it. I hope you learned something. And remember, if you see me in game, please don't flashbang me. Psych out.